Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run. Hope you're all doing well. Let's jump right in and see what we get. Of course, the idea of this series is we take a random class, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. So far, doing pretty well, climbing back up towards a... We're over 80% again, so climbing towards a 90% win rate. We'll see if we can get there. Let's jump right in. We've got the Hunter, which I've already done a Hunter run, so I'm going to re-roll this one. And let's try again with the Ranger. I don't think I've done a Ranger run. Let me quickly pause the recording and check that. Alright, we have not, so we are going to random a weapon here and see if we can win with the Ranger. So for my class guide for Ranger, I used SMGs, I believe. I'm hoping that we don't get crossbow or pistol. Those are probably the weakest. Shredder could also be hard, although Shredder with additional flat ranged damage is pretty good. The Ranger, I think, generally speaking, is going to work pretty well with any gun build. For the Ranger here, I would often suggest going for just whatever guns you find. As with most gun builds, you can mix and match the guns, but we're just going to try to build 6 of whatever gun we random. So let's see what we get. Alright, SMG we're going to re-roll, of course, because I did that for my class guide. And, alright, we have the Shredder. So we're going to be going for Shredders only. I'll sell the pistol as soon as I can, and let's try to explode some things. It's kind of funny how often these random runs have ended up with explosive weapons. I feel like we get more than average explosive weapons. More elemental builds and more explosive builds than I would otherwise expect. I should have maybe have killed those instead of going to pick up the materials, but that's okay. Here I'm just going to grab attack speed. I could roll for harvesting, but honestly with Shredders and the Ranger bonus damage, I think the best thing to do is just get additional DPS as quickly as possible, so we get more wave clear. Attack speed will scale really well with our extra ranged damage scaling. If this was a flat ranged damage, I would take it, of course, but I'm just going to take the attack speed here. I'm going to reroll. We are looking for more Shredders, and we're going to recycle the pistol so that we don't roll into pistols. Basically, if we have a pistol in our inventory, it makes them more likely to show up in the shop, so I want to get rid of that as quickly as possible to make it more likely we roll the weapons that we actually want. I do want head injury, but I'm going to leave these slots open for good economy items. Since we're not rolling for harvesting in the first 2 shops, it would be really nice to find good economy items in our early shops, like this tree. We'll take Shredder, lock the tree, and roll. Take Shredder. Mutation's always an interesting one on these ranged damage builds, especially the ones that have additional scaling of ranged damage, because it's so inefficient and it reduces your speed, which is very bad, but buying flat range damage is so important to this character. So the question is, do I lock the mutation? I think the answer is no. I'm going to roll past it and look for more important items for us, or at least more efficient items. I will lock the Broken Mouth. So even though Ranger gets less efficiency from max HP, so max HP that you buy is reduced, that actually makes it more important to buy max HP items on this character because max HP is such an important stat in general. So we actually more aggressively pursue max HP to make sure we're hitting the metrics that we want. I'm going to grab this Shredder here as well, keep that locked, and go to the next round. One thing that you may not, it's not necessarily intuitive about the characters that have reduced max HP, is that works for their level up HP as well. So when we have minus 25% max HP, we only get health every 3 out of every 4 levels that we get, rather than an extra health from every level we get. So that makes it a lot slower for us to gain HP. Most characters gain free HP as they level up, but we don't. Just going to take more attack speed here. The more of that we get, the better. Buy the Shredder and roll. Buy the Shredder and roll. The amount of money we had actually worked out perfectly, so we get another reroll, and we can lock our 6th Shredder. This is a very good chop for us, because now we have at least gotten 6 weapons, 5 with a 6th locked. So getting your weapon sets completed like that really early is really nice. great income from this wave in general because the enemies will all run to us, and we have the explosive shots. Kill that tree. Of course, we get a loot alien spawn. I don't think we're going to have the damage to kill it. It spawned with 5 seconds remaining in the wave, which is usual for wave 3. That's the only time it can spawn. And so you need to have a pretty high damage setup to get rid of that, to kill loot aliens that spawn in wave 3. The chances of having that with this build are very low because we have shredders, which are not high damage individual weapons. They're not high single target damage weapons. I'm gonna roll here. I would take percent damage, but I'd really like to find some flat ranged damage. That's the most important thing for us. Here I'm just gonna take the 8% damage, though. That's really good. Buy a shredder, buy a tree. We can't afford broken mouth yet. We're 1 short, so I'm gonna throw in a reroll here. We can maybe try to upgrade a shredder. Nothing else that we want, so we'll go into the next shop. I need to get more flat ranged damage as soon as I can, so ideally we would get that from our levels. There's actually not that many efficient flat ranged damage items in the game, so when you're building a ranged damage build, you often get your flat damage from your level ups rather than from the shop. You can see we're kind of in danger here because we only have 11 health. I'll definitely take a bag. That's a great economy item for us. And here, I'm actually just going to take this max HP. Well, I do want to roll for more damage. We need to boost our HP to the point where we're not getting one shot. So I'm just going to make sure that that's not putting us in too much danger. I'll take the Lost Duck. Luck is really good for us. And roll again. And we can upgrade our Shredder. I wouldn't mind picking up the Flamethrower here and going into elemental damage. If this was just me trying to win the run, I might actually go with that, because Flamethrower is such a good item. But we're just going to stick with the weapon set that we're using and go to the next wave. Shredders don't actually level that well, because the damage scaling doesn't go up, just their base damage, but it's still worth leveling them. When you're a Shredder build, you typically are hoping to find a nuke launcher or even a rocket launcher to swap into. That's the goal, and that will end up being your main damage source throughout the game. Going to need some lifesteal or something as well at some point. A lumberjack shirt would be really good for us as well. I'm actually going to take the peacock. This is dangerous, but I'm hopeful that in Wave 6 I can avoid taking too many hits and I won't just die. And XP gain is pretty good if you get it this early, so I'm going to take that here over 20 materials. And then here, I think I just want more flat damage. I could just take the attack speed as well. I'm just going to take the attack speed. And then here, I'm going to re-roll this. I think we can do better. Yeah, 2 flat range damage is perfect. That gets us up to 4, so that increases the damage of our shredders significantly. Upgrade this shredder as well and roll. A level 2 shredder, that's great. Combine that. And then I will also take this injection. When you have penalties to max HP gain, you also have reductions in max HP losses. So this is in some ways less painful for us, but still, I would say, more painful than for other characters because it's harder for us to get this max HP back, even though we lose less of it. But percent damage is really important, so we're going to go for it anyways. And then here, I could pick up the bat, because I do want to start buying lifesteal. I'm going to, I think, actually buy the beanie first, and then we'll lock the bat so that I spend fewer waves with low harvesting. I need to be careful not to take hits this wave because we have the peacock. And so I think I can survive 1 hit from one of these chargers, but 2 hits I think would kill me. So I need to be pretty careful this wave. Peacock is definitely a dangerous item. You have to be careful about when you take it. It's usually worth it in early waves where you can avoid taking hits pretty easily. In later waves, it can become much more of a liability. Of course, if you find it going into Wave 9, that's the best, because double XP gain on Wave 9 is incredible, since that's usually your farming wave. So if you find it in the Wave 8 shop, you should always take it. Yeah, so I can't afford to take another hit here. But we got 2 levels out of that. That's not bad. I'm going to take the Sharp Bullet, so it does decrease the piercing damage of our Shredders, which already have some native pierce, but I think it's still worth picking up Sharp Bullet here and just multiplying the explosions many times over. We'll just take flat-ranged damage here. And then here I'm just going to take 3% lifesteal. That will help us heal a lot, and it's a level 3 upgrade, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to buy both of these lifesteal items as well, so now we've actually got pretty good healing. And definitely take a Broken Mouth. Roll one more time here as well. Do I want the Scope? So Scope is a weird one for Ranger, because normally I think Scope will actually not increase your damage output terribly, but it's 3 flat-ranged damage for the Ranger instead of 2, which is a lot. We have only 50% damage scaling on our Shredders, so it's worse on Shredder than it is on other items. I think in general you just want to reach a critical mass of flat damage on the Ranger, so we're going to take the Scope here. But you could easily pass on that, because losing 7% attack speed for 2 damage is not actually a great deal a lot of the time. We are going to be clearing the eggs. Our single target damage is very bad on this character, so we need to kill eggs in order to prevent the units from spawning. If they do, then we can get in a lot of trouble. The big slashers are pretty dangerous for us. Trying to make sure I'm killing the trees, because that gets us crates. They're not that hard to kill, the slashers on this build, but they do just absorb a lot of damage. Or rather, they're hard to kill because they absorb a lot of damage, but they're not... We don't have to focus them, and because we have explosions, we're going to hit other stuff anyways. But they do still prevent us from farming, and they chase us around. I'm going to buy the bag here again, so that's really good. Wait, did we just get 2 bags? That's amazing. All right, we're up to 3 bags. I clicked it and then was like, hang on, did it not register? Nope, we just got the same item again. I'm going to reroll this, and here I'll take more max HP. This is not a ton of value for us. I mean, we could go with speed or luck instead, but I really like to prioritize getting health on the Ranger. Pick up the Scope for more damage and roll. And then, do I want the Metal Detector? Our percent damage is starting to decrease a lot because I bought a couple items that decrease it, like the Sharp Bullet. But Metal Detector does give me luck. It's still pretty early. I think I will buy it, lock this Shredder, and then go to the next wave. Any additional luck is pretty nice, just good for crates and stuff. And luck, I guess we have 3 bags on this character too, so luck is doubly improved in value on this character, or triply improved in value, because any crates we drop are worth 45 materials as well, which is obviously a lot. Try to break these trees for that reason as well, of course. So I should actually really be prioritizing luck in this build, just because we got extremely fortunate and found all those bags. Though we're not getting fortunate to drop enough to drop any crates this wave. I'm killing a lot of the ranged enemies who have a higher chance of dropping crates too, so I'm feeling, honestly, a little persecuted that I haven't found any. There we go, we finally got one. I didn't get up there in time to kill that tree. I don't usually like to buy Piggy Bank, but I'll take it when it's offered in a crate, typically, because it will generate, 5-10 materials every wave, so it won't pay for itself usually when you buy it, but if you pick it up, it usually will pay for itself. And then here I'm going to re-roll this. I think we can do better. Do I want dodge? I think it's probably too early to build dodge. I'm going to do one more re-roll, actually. Alright, well, we'll take max HP. I wouldn't have minded luck or damage there either, but I really do want to hit like 50 HP before we fight the elite, so I'm trying to prioritize getting that combined. Cyclops Worm, one of the best things we could find here that increases our damage a lot. Buy that Shredder. Ooh, an Obliterator. That's kind of fun. I think an Obliterator is a cool enough weapon that we're allowed to buy it even on this Shredder build. It will also help a lot when we're going into this elite fight. Obliterators are really good against elites, so you benefit a lot from having one when you are fighting an elite. I will also buy the power generator, even though we only have 1 speed right now. It's a great way to increase our damage. We want to buy more speed anyways, so I really like having power generator, especially when you find it early and can therefore prioritize making it good. I'd have liked to find a little more luck in that shop, because we're about to kill a lot of enemies. So any luck we get multiplies the chances of us finding crates, and as we said, we have 3 bags. Ranger is a deceptively difficult class, also. I should mention this. It's just kind of hard to play. Because you want so many stats, and you lose out on max HP. So this is actually, I would say, a fairly difficult build. I think there is also a bug with explosive weapons where sometimes the enemies won't drop materials, so we're losing a little bit of income just from that. And right now I've got no armor and no dodge, so any hits I take are really painful, especially given my very low HP pool. I'll take the beanie. Of course, we're about to take the power generator, though we would take the beanie anyways because it's really good. And then here, do I want 6% speed, which is also damage, because I'm going to buy a power generator, or just more flat damage? I think I'll just buy the more flat damage. And then we can reroll this. We can definitely get a level 2 upgrade. Is it worth it to me to take 9% dodge and start trying to build dodge? It probably is. It's a level 3 upgrade, so I think that's worth speculating on. We may not end up with building dodge on this character, but I think it's worth giving it a shot. Take the obliterator, take the power generator. I'll take the hedgehog as well. Just 1 ranged damage is fine, or 1.5 because of our upgrades. I'll definitely buy the dynamite, because that is going to increase our damage a lot. And upgrade the shredder as well. Do I want the propeller hat over the shredder? I think I do. I'm going to try to increase our luck, and then we'll lock the shredder. Now I've got this obliterator, which will help. Not so much in this wave, it's not going to be very good, but in later waves against elites, it will help us actually kill the elite, which is something that this build was really going to struggle with if we didn't have this weapon. So that's a great find that makes this game, honestly, quite a bit easier than it was going to be. We'll see if we can still close out on it, of course. Shredder is a weak weapon, and this is a fairly weak class, so we need some luck to make it through. Trying to stay near the edges of the arena with the obliterator so that lots of pierce can be put to use. We want to fire it into the middle of the arena where it's going to hit lots of enemies. Although now I need to avoid taking damage as well. Maybe go get some of these consumables so we don't just die. And then I need to pick up these materials before the end of the wave. Alright, I left more on the ground than I was hoping to, but that's okay. Take some flat ranged damage, and I'm going to take 9% speed here over the HP. I do want the health as well, but I need more damage to clear the elite quickly, and the extra speed will help a lot. Alright, well, I mean, I guess we're just going to get a lot of cool weapons on this character. I'm still going to buy the minigun just because it's so much fun. It also means our 7% lifesteal will now heal us very efficiently. And I'll take the insanity as well. We can start building some crit chance. Throw in 1 reroll here because we haven't rerolled at all. And I actually want to lock all of these. That's great. And then let's go fight an elite. Hopefully I don't die. With 0 armor and only 40 HP, we need to kill this thing very quickly, because basically any hits I take are going to be too dangerous. And I walked right into a million enemies immediately, of course. Or into an attack immediately. Trying to focus it down, but also trying to clear these rib cages before they get me. Before they get too fast, because it's starting to really add up in terms of danger. I might have to back off and heal up for a bit before I go focus the elite again. The charges were getting kind of hard to dodge there, and I let my HP get pretty low. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to finish this thing because I keep having to back off of it to heal up after I take a hit. Alright, I thought that would kill it and put me back to full health, but I was slightly short on damage and let myself take one extra hit there that I didn't need to. That's okay. We did get it in the end, and we were able to pick up all the materials in the middle. Wow, that's an early Anvil. That's so good. That's going to upgrade all our weapons a lot. If you get Anvil wave 11, that's just incredible. So amazing luck on that find. Anvil's one of the best level 4 items, and the earlier you find it, the better it is, of course. Here I'm going to pick up more crit chance or more dodge. I think I'm just going to get 6% dodge. I could just start building up some defensive stats now. Our damage will actually kind of be taken care of by the Anvil. One funny thing when you have Anvil is if I upgrade combine these two shredders, right, and buy the level 1 shredder, it would take 2 shops for the Anvil to upgrade these both to level 4, and it would take 3 shops for the Anvil to upgrade this to level 4. So I actually reduce my levels by buying low-level shredders now, so we don't want to do that. I'm going to buy the injection and the ritual and roll, and you know what? Yeah, we'll just buy a rocket launcher. We're just gonna have everything. All the coolest items in the game, I guess. I'm gonna take a lucky charm and lock this rocket launcher for the next round. Now that I've deviated into just cool weapons plus some shredders, I'm happy to just pick up a rocket launcher as well. So now basically our damage should be sorted out. We've got a minigun, we've got an obliterator, we'll have a rocket launcher. We've got the Anvil upgrading all of those weapons. I can pretty much stop buying weapons unless I see another cool one, and just buy defensive stats. So I need a little more lifesteal to go with our minigun. I need more HP, and I need more armor, or any armor. 0 armor is still really, really dangerous for us right now. So this even though we've gotten some lucky offensive items, as well as a bunch of bags, which is helping our economy a lot, this character could easily still lose. Because our health is so low, and that always puts us in danger of me just walking into an attack and dying, like that. You can see we're taking half our health and damage whenever I take a hit, so very risky. Definitely take the lens here, take the propeller hat as well. I'm going to take these legs, because that's going to be more % damage. And then this is basically the perfect item for us to find. While we do lose damage off the warrior helmet, 3 armor will be a huge amount of additional survivability for us, as well as giving us max HP. Lens, and I will combine these and buy the rocket launcher. Roll, and leather vest I will definitely buy as well. And let's go to the next wave. One thing buying the rocket launcher did do is it delayed Anvil maxing my weapons and starting to give me armor instead by 1 wave. So it's possible that I should have avoided that, but it's going to be such a good weapon for us that it will help with our wave clear massively. We already have a dynamite for explosive weapons, and getting the minigun and the minigun and the obliterator did remove 2 of my explosive weapon tags, so we no longer have maxed out explosion size. Anything that I can do to increase my explosive damage is going to help a lot. Obviously, if I find explosion size, I'll still be very happily picking that up. You can see, even with a bunch of upgraded weapons and stuff, just because we have shredders, we are still not actually killing the enemies that quickly. Our wave clear isn't amazing. I'm going to take little muscly dude here. Obviously, we don't use the melee damage, but we do use the HP. And more attack speed will help a lot as well, both for lifesteal and for doing other stuff. Ooh, an exoskeleton. So we lose 2 lifesteal, but we get a lot of other stats that we want. Very happy with that. And we'll take a leather vest as well. Up to 21% dodge and now 10 armor. So I just need max HP. I'm not going to buy the duct tape because with 10 armor, we really just need max HP. More than we need more armor. Peaceful Bee at this point, it will put my harvesting back into positives, but it cost me 1.5 range damage to buy it for just 4% dodge. I think I will pass on the Peaceful Bee. I am going to buy the muscly dude, and I think I will also pass on the acid here, because I don't want to lock it and spend 160 to lose 4% dodge. Even though I need the health, I think it's still not worth locking acid. Acid's an item I've just generally gone down in value on significantly. I almost said something that would get my channel demonetized. And just because, like, reducing your, while you gain max HP, it's very expensive, and reducing your dodge means that the max HP that you gain from it has less value. So unless you aren't building dodge on that character, I actually have stopped buying acid most of the time. Even on this character that really needs max HP. Alright, we are killing a loot alien, which is great. Obviously, every loot alien we kill gets us 45 additional materials, thanks to the bags. This build really is leaning heavily on the 3 bags that we found, I have to say. That's just an incredible find for any character. I'm going to pass on the little frog. I will also, I think, pass on Cyberball. I guess we have 66 luck, which is a lot. And while our percent damage isn't good, yeah, I guess I might as well take Cyberball. And then here, I'm going to build more luck, I think. Or do I want to just build dodge? I think I'm just going to build dodge, actually. We can start building that up, and alongside any max HP we find, that will help make us more survivable. By the head injury and the pumpkin. Roll again. More lifesteal. I want to get up to about 15% lifesteal if possible. And then wheelbarrow, I think, is still worth taking here. We'll have 5 waves with it. I guess it's not really worth picking up here. I'll just take the shady potion and then go to the next wave. Horde wave shouldn't be too much of a problem for us because we have a rocket launcher and a bunch of shredders. Now that I've got a decent level of armor, we are in much better shape. Armor gets better the more health you have, of course, and we have low health, but it's still very important to increase the value of all of our health because we have so little health. So even though we get less absolute value out of our armor, you know, the only health point that matters is the last one. So anything we can do to stop that last one from going away is very important. And now we're starting to make really good income on these waves because we have good luck, we have good wave clear and stuff. I'm going to take the Triangle of Power. We don't intend to get hit that often on this character, so, and our healing is okay but not amazing, so 20% damage is a big deal for us. And then I think Recycling Machine will still pay for itself before the game ends. Here I'm just going to take attack speed. Our attack speed's actually quite poor, so while I want luck and lifesteal as well, I really want attack speed. And then I'll take the small magazine as well. That's an incredible find for this character, of course. Do I want Alien Worm? I think we'll pass on that. Alright, Cape will help a lot. We do lose 3 flat-ranged damage for it, but this brings our dodge almost to cap and gives us 5% lifesteal, so it basically solves 2 of our problems by itself. And then I'll take Bait as well. One more roll here, and we can take Tentacle. This character has decent crit chance already, and this is a good way to add some extra forms of healing into our build. I'm going to pass on Alien Eyes, Energy Bracelet, etc. Just go to the next wave. 2 more waves, we'll start getting armor from our anvils. But we've really passed the danger point on this character. The amount of damage we have is just clearing the wave really fast, so we're not at particular risk. I will say the Sharp Bullet did make our minigun worse, because minigun has native piercing already, so Sharp Bullet doesn't add that much to it and makes the pierce damage on the minigun worse. I should check the damage on these items too and just kind of see which of our guns are performing best. I think what we're going to find is that these shredders are not contributing significantly to our build anymore. No crates at the end of that wave, so we didn't get that much money. But 4% lifesteal, that's great. That will help a ton with our healing. And I'm going to reroll this because 18% lifesteal is plenty. We don't need to worry too much about getting more of that. I'll take max HP here. That's perfect. Nothing else I want here. Roll again. I'll take a pumpkin and roll again. And Chameleon for 3% dodge could get me up to 50%. I don't think that's worth it. I'm just going to roll. No need to upgrade to buy a rocket launcher or anything, because we're upgrading that regardless. I will still take Ritual. While the lifesteal isn't that important, the damage and lifesteal together are still pretty nice. Do I want Gummy Berserker, just 5% attack speed? I don't think so. I'd rather just keep the armor. And this reroll would be very expensive, so I'm just going to save my money. That was a pretty weak shop, honestly. We did not get that much and ended up having to save a lot of money. Although that did work well with our piggy bank. Notice that I just, like, forget that I have piggy bank, and I think that's the right way to play with it. You just kind of ignore that you have it. And it'll make you 100 or so materials over the wave, or over the game, and you'll just be happy. The reason for that is that piggy bank requires... It gives you 20% of your held materials, right? So for holding a material to pay for itself, you need to hold it for 5 waves. And 5 waves of not spending money is very, very bad. That delays your power spikes, makes your character worse at wave clear, puts you in much more danger. So you want to spend all the money you would have spent anyways, and then just accept that the piggy bank is only giving you money from whatever dribs of cash are left over at the end. More percent damage, great. Yep, more range damage, great. Obviously, we don't really care about the other stats, but 2 range damage is perfect. 15% attack speed is also excellent. And then here, I will take the cake, going up to 62 health, and roll again. We're also now maxed out on our weapons. And I will buy the gambling token here. We're going to start picking up armor anyways from the Anvil, but also getting to 60% dodge would be pretty nice. I will take a tardigrade. It is not an amazing item for us, but the reason I'm taking it is that we have Triangle of Power, so it also gives us effectively 2% damage and a decent amount of extra health. It's not, like, incredible, but I do think it's worth picking up here. And then I'm going to buy that, and we'll pass on the Whetstone. We don't need more lifesteal. We'll just go to the next wave. Alright, so on this elite, you just want to walk in a little circle. Dodge around it as it charges past you. Basically, you want to walk in kind of this triangle pattern. And on a ranged character, that elite should always be free, because you can just walk in a triangle pattern around it. As long as your wave clear for the other stuff on the map is good. It's much harder to fight the Crocodile elite with a melee character. What I'd love to see is... I mean, any of the legendary guns would be pretty cool to get just for fun. But what I'd really love to see on this character is bouncing shots. That would help our wave clear immensely. Because I've been prioritizing luck, we've been getting some of the cool level 4 items. So you can see I took that hit, but we didn't lose damage because it was nullified. Peacock, I'm still not going to take the Peacock at this point. It won't give me any benefit, and it's very dangerous. Heavy Bullet, we will definitely take. Obviously, 5 range damage, which becomes 7.5 range damage, is very good. And then here, we're going to go with Alien Magic. Yes, I do lose some luck, but 8 HP is really nice, and I'll roll. And then Hunting Trophy, I don't believe will pay for itself with only 9% crit chance, or I guess 14% crit chance, because we're buying the Poisonous Tonic. But I guess we couldn't buy both of them anyways. I will do one more reroll. Nothing here that I want. Let's go to the next wave. Did I buy... No, I didn't buy a charcoal earlier. For whatever reason, I had a memory of buying a charcoal, which would have been melee and elemental damage and not not useful to us. So the heavy bullets was nice, but not amazing. Alright, this wave, I'm going to remember to check the stats on my weapons, because this is the last wave where we have a useful chance to check our weapon damage stats. I do think this game would have been very hard if we hadn't found the Obliterator or hadn't found all the bags. I think this looked like not that difficult to run, but I would say this is a pretty high on the expected result of a build, of this build. Like, if you did this build 10 times, I think this would be like the second best one that you would get. Yeah, I'll take the snail. We lose 3% damage. No, I guess I'll recycle it. I'll take 20% attack speed. And another poisonous tonic, definitely. Another pumpkin, yes. I don't need more luck going into the next wave. Oh, checking my damage. So 76, 86, 83 on the shredders, 26,000 on the minigun, 14,000 on the rocket launcher, only 4,400 on the obliterator, which is why Obliterator is not that high a pick, typically, but it's very, very good against elites and bosses, so I like to have one, especially on these builds like Shredder builds that are low damage otherwise. Banner might be the best thing we can get here, but I think I can reroll and see if we can get something a little better. We didn't really... I guess I'll take the Adrenaline. That'll get me to dodge cap, so... And we finish with 69 HP. Nice. We've got a couple locked items, but this way we finish with 60% dodge and 14 armor. So we're actually not that defensively poor on this character at this point. We'd like slightly higher max HP, but the dodge and armor values are very good, and obviously we do tons of damage. So this build came together quite nicely. Try to focus the octopus head, because he'll chase you around. And is the more dangerous of the two. Also, is slightly easier to focus on because it'll come close to you instead of running away. And then we will kill the boss. And there we go. Another Danger 5 random win. Notched up. We've got it. Let's take a look. So you can see in this wave, the Obliterator did 24,000 damage, 6 times what it did last wave because it's so good against bosses. And the rocket launcher and minigun both did less damage than that. So that's why I like Obliterator in these builds that have low single target damage otherwise. Anything else? I guess let's check the money we got from these 3 bags. Yeah, 900 materials from the bags. Basically an extra 2 waves worth of materials. We sort of played a 22 wave game in terms of economy. The tree was very helpful. Finding 2 broken mouths is very good. The sharp bullet I think did work out. And I'm very happy with the Triangle of Power as well. That was just a lot of extra damage. Other than that, no major decisions that we made in this run. Finding an early Anvil, finding all that other stuff was incredible, of course. But mostly it was carried by the early Obliterator, the early bags, and getting just good economy running. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, of course, and as always, do feel free to leave comments, like the video, and you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy games. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.